welcome to Sarah's Stamping Retreat. Today we're going to be making this gorgeous little note cards box. So this is created using our mini paper pumpkin boxes, and those are food safe, so you can fill them with edible treats, but they're also the right size to fit our note cards and envelopes. So you can see the envelopes will just fit in there nicely. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to create a note card box, and then next week we'll be creating the coordinating note cards to go inside it. So today we're going to use the Playful Pets Designer Series paper. And you can see there are some dogs and cats that you can cut out, and then some nice pet themed background papers as well. So I'm going to bring in my paper pumpkin box, and you get 10 of these in a pair. So to make up your pumpkin box, you want the shiny bit on the inside. You just want to bend all of the score marks. You might want to use a bone folder. I tend to just use my fingers because I've got quite good nails for this kind of thing, but a lot of people like to use bone folders. So now that that's all done, this bit's the bottom that's got two bits at the side as opposed to the one bit here. And what we want to do is fold up this and this, so that then we can fold this piece over, and you just want to push it through these slots in the bottom, and that will hold it in place. And the same with this side. So that just pops out those little bits. And you can see it's then quite a sturdy little box, no glue required to assemble it. And then this comes down, and these slot in the sides. And as I said earlier, it's the right size to take our little note card, so it's really nice for making a little gift of note cards to somebody, but it's also really nice for chocolates or homemade jewellery or anything like that. And it's a really simple box to put together. So as I said before, we're going to use the Playful Pets DSP today to decorate it, and I've also taken the red. The red is real red, and that fits with the red that's on the paper. So I've cut out all the pieces just to go on the top and around the outside. So I'll tell you the layer sizes as we glue them. So this pattern layer that's for the top now, this one measures 5 1/8 inches by 3 1/4 inches, and that's about 3.2 centimeters by 8.4 centimeters. And I'm just going to glue that onto this real red layer, and the real red layer measures 5 3/8 inches by 3 1/2 inches, and that's about 13.6 centimeters by 8.9 centimeters. And you can see that will just go nicely on the top. And then I've got pieces for the front and the back. The pattern paper layers for these measure 5 3/8 inch by 3/4 inch, and that is 13.5 centimeters by 2 centimeters. So that's the pattern paper layer. The red layer that I'm gluing them onto, that measures 5 1/2 inches by 7/8 inch, which is about 14 centimeters by 2.4 centimeters. So I'm just going to glue those onto the back and the front of my box. I'm just using my regular Tombow glue to do that. If you watch a lot of my videos, you'll know that I use the Tombow glue all the time. And then for each of the sides, I've got the same layers. So for the sides, the pattern layer measures 4 1/4 inches by 3/4 inch. And then the red layer that I'm gluing them onto measures 3.5 inches by 7/8 of an inch, and that is 9 by 2.4 centimetres. I don't think I gave you the centimetres for this pattern bit, so the pattern bit is 8.5 by 2 centimetres. So I'm just going to glue those onto the side of my box. You can see how this is coming together, like just the addition of some nice papers makes it look like a really nice box. And I'm going to leave the bottom of my box blank, but you could always put some pattern paper on it if you wanted to, or you could put a little message on it. It'd be really nice. So then, because I want to make this a gift of note cards, I've just cut myself a piece of vellum to go on here, and that measures 3.5 inches by 2.1/8 inch, and that is 9 centimetres by 5.4 centimetres. And then I've cut all the letters to make note cards, and I've done that from real red cardstock. I've just left my tape dies in the paper so you can see what I've done. So I have taken some of this foam adhesive sheet. Now these foam adhesive sheets are really good. You get 6 pieces in a pack, and it's just like your dimensionals, but it's one whole sheet. But the advantage to that is that you can make dimensional things out of anything. So I've just cut a piece, I've put it on the back of some real red cardstock, and you can see I've left the back layer on, and then I've popped it through my die cutting machine. I needed 2 passes through the die cutting machine on mine, but you can see it cut really well. And I've used the Playful alphabet dies here, so you can see you can cut the whole thing with 1 pass through your machine, and then you've got these gorgeous dimensional letters. You don't have to worry about cutting up little pieces of dimensionals or anything. So I'm going to pop them onto my vellum. I'm going to do the cards bit first, because I want note at the top and cards at the bottom. And I can actually use my grid paper just to make sure that I'm putting them nicely in a line. So I'm just using this dotted line here as a guide to make sure that I'm putting them all nicely. So in there I was just trying to decide whether I wanted my note in the middle of the cards or to the one side, so I think I do want it in the middle. And you can see it's really lovely, there's no mess, they just go on really nicely. Just stick down really easily. Like if you try to do that with glue, you get all sorts oozing out the side and stuff, and you won't get the nice dimension either. So now I'm just going to put some glue on here. I'm just going to put it so that it sits behind the letters, and then you won't see it through my vellum. And I'll just hold that on the top of it. So then that's our project for today. I hope you like it. If you do, be sure to join us next week, because we'll be making the coordinating note cards to go inside the box. If you want to purchase any of the items that we've used to create today's box, then all the products are listed in the description below. If you enjoyed today's project, please click like and subscribe to my channel so that you can get future projects. And if you press the notifications button, then you'll get reminders when I publish them as well. Thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you again next week when we'll create the coordinating cards to go inside the box.